What's going on, guys and gals? It's Saturday here, and we're getting ready to do another fish recipe. We always have fish on Saturdays, and today we're going to do fish cakes. This camera might look a little bit different because it's my older cell phone. I think when your warranty runs out on these phones, they do something to the phone to make it start malfunctioning. So you have to buy a new one. So my old one still works. So anyway. You can make these fish cakes out of salmon. We're going to use triggerfish, see how that works, and just follow me along. All right, we're going to start off with about 1.5 pounds of the triggerfish. You can use salmon if you want to. About 1/4 cup of Panko breadcrumbs, and those are the gluten-free seasoned ones. About 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. About 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. About 2 or 3 tablespoons of celery, 2 or 3 tablespoons of onions and red peppers, a teaspoonful of a mustard. That's Dijon mustard. Going to use a few capers, a pinchful of Old Bay seasoning, a pinchful of cayenne pepper, and did I say about 1/4 cup of mayonnaise? And that's it, guys. So we're going to start sauteing the vegetables first. Alrighty, we added our celery and our onions and our bell peppers. That's called the Trinity there. We're just going to season those or saute those until the onions are glistening. Alrighty, after that's cooked a little while, go ahead and add your capers in there. And you just want to warm those up there. They're pretty much already cooked. And they're just going to add an extra little amount of flavor. So saute that for about 1.5–2 minutes, just until they're warm. Alrighty, after they sauteed for a while, you can move those over to a plate here. And we're going to let those cool down because you don't want to use this warm. Alrighty, while the vegetables are cooling down, we're going to take the fish and we're going to chop the fish up. All right, just so you can see what I'm doing, I'm taking a meat cleaver and I'm just cutting them into strips like this here, and then just turn them to the side and cutting about 1/4 of each one of them off. I didn't want to show the whole thing because I don't want it to be a real long video if I can help it. All right, once it's nice and ground, that's what you're going to end up with, guys. You just want it to be kind of chunky like that. Now we're going to transfer this over to a bowl. All right, we've transferred it over into our bowl here. Now our vegetables, which should be cool now, we can start to add those back in there. And we're going to mix all that in. Just kind of mix it real thoroughly. We're going to add our mayonnaise. Going to add our garlic. Notice we didn't cook the garlic in there with the other vegetables. We're going to leave that garlic to cook with the actual fish cake here. And we're going to add our Dijon mustard. And we're just going to mix it all in so it comes to a desired consistency. Okay, now to bind it, we're going to use our Panko seasoned bread crumbs, and these are gluten-free ones, guys. You can use any type of Panko to bind it. Gluten-free means it's probably made up a little bit of coconut and Parmesan cheese. And then this should make us about 4 nice fish cakes here. And we're going to fry them. So get our pan ready on medium. Also, now's the time to add a little bit of pinch of your cayenne pepper and some of your Old Bay seasoning as well too. Let's put our Old Bay in there, and we can be liberal with this. And I just don't think it's got enough seasoning, so I'm going to add some of my Tony Chachere's because it just looks like it's going to be bland. a little bit of Tony Chachere's there too. And heck, what the heck? Let's put a little bit of dill weed in there. I love dill weed. All right. Now it's ready. All righty. So now I've shaped these into patties. Now they say if you leave them in the refrigerator for 1 to 2 hours, they'll shape a little bit better, but these were pretty easy to shape. They hold their form real well, and we're going to transfer them over to the frying pan and cook them for 3 minutes on each side. All righty, here we go here. This one right here. This one right here. And again, they're keeping their shape real good. Try not to touch each other here, guys. And that one right there. All right, let's give that about 3 minutes. All right, we're going to go maybe about 4 minutes on these guys, because I just looked at them just to see if they were brown enough. They're not quite brown enough. Maybe want to try increasing the heat just a little bit as well too. All righty, they've gone about 4 minutes or so we're going to flip them now, see what they look like. Oh, that fell apart too. We don't want that to happen. Let's be a little careful with flipping them. We'll just turn them. There we go. Not flip them. All right. Sometimes the only thing about using this gluten-free Panko breading is it doesn't bind as good as some of the other ones. It always comes out tasting good, but it just doesn't bind very well. Now, one other thing that we could have done too, guys, is we could have added some Panko to the surface of that once we put them in there. That may have kept it together a little bit better. But now we're going to transfer these over to the to our plate, and we're gonna eat them. Okay, one little criticism is just, I think with the binding agent of the gluten-free Panko, it doesn't make it hold together. Now, the taste is good because I tasted a piece of it. It's delicious. But the binding part of it, it doesn't give you that really good, pretty presentation. But again, it came out pretty good for a first time doing it this way. Maybe salmon would be a better fish to do it. So we're going to plate it up and eat it with some broccolini and good eats. All righty, we got it all plated up with some broccoli. We put a spritz of lemon juice on each one of them. It's going to be delicious. Have a great day, guys.